Tabitha Mutinda for condemning that incident, because like he says, and I want to borrow her words, it's the lowest any leader, any country can sink to organize attacks in churches. But then, having said that, I also want to tell Tabitha Mutinda that why we are associating the president directly with this particular incident is because exactly of the question that you have asked. The president consumes intelligence every day. The president knows what happens everywhere or anywhere, any day. The fact that the police were absent in that particular place at that time shows that there was complacency by the state. It was not a coincidence that to this date the president has not condemned. This is that day since it happened. The president has not condemned this particular incident. The president who said that he was prayed into victory, those are his words. He has not condemned. And if he has, Fred, I think I would want to know, I have not seen that any particular media house reporting the president having condemned, and he's in the country, having condemned what happened in a church in Kasarani. So that tells you that it had his blessings. Then we know that the president works very closely with Sakaja. In fact, everything they do together, they do everything together, including, promising a machine to make chapatis and giving the people Nairobi chapatis. He works closely with Sakaja and they do everything together. And so the fact, especially the very fact that he has not condemned it to this date, the fact that the police were absent shows that the president had given his blessings to this particular incident. And Sakaja is an intelligent person. He cannot do something that he knows would contradict the position of the president. So what we have here is a president who will be like, the supporters, whose supporters like Tabitha will say, he's not involved. But then, there are things that you fail to do and they show that you are there. The same way he'd never ever condemned abductions until very late, 3 or so months ago. 3 or so months later. All he was saying is parents should, teach their children good morals, which is why we also pin abductions on him. So to answer your question, it is that the police, of course, knew. The police, you do not have to report to the police to know that the deputy president will be visiting, because you would need to ask yourself, do you mean that the goons, the planners of the disruption, that they have better information, they collect intelligence better than the police? The police should have been able to know, and they actually knew that there were even those plans, because those young men were so many.